Local Joey 672 coming to you guys with a video right now. So I want to go over the whole Malcolm Jenkins situation. Now, Howie Roseman said at the end of the year, actually at the end of the year press conference, actually no, it wasn't the end of the year conference. Pro Football Talk was interviewing Howie Roseman at the Combine. And Howie Roseman was pretty much saying that, they asked him the Malcolm Jenkins question, and Howie Roseman said some good info, which was, we want to do what's right for Malcolm Jenkins. We want to do what's right for Malcolm Jenkins, but we have to do what's right for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I think that was perfectly said. It doesn't sound like there's anything really happening with a new deal getting done for Malcolm Jenkins. He doesn't want to play on the current contract, unfortunately. He's been a healthy player since 2014. He can play any position on defense. He can move around. He's he can do pretty much anything you want him to do. Now, he is actually out of the top 10 of the highest paid safeties. I think before Eddie Jackson was signed to a new deal, and I forgot who else got signed. But he is actually $8.5 million below the top 10 average pay rate for the safety position in the NFL. I will always appreciate what Malcolm Jenkins has done. Glued this defense and has really done a good job. Won a Super Bowl with us. I will always appreciate him. He will always be one of the most remembered Eagles in franchise history. Okay, let's not get that out of whack. Spot Track has Malcolm getting a new deal worth about, I'd say he wants at least $14 to $15 million. And if that's the case, he's going to have to go. Malcolm Jenkins can't play for a long time. He can't play football for a long time at all. He only has a few years left. And, we kind of had a down year last year, but, the way our secondary played and the way just everything was falling apart, for most of the year, besides the last month of the season, I'd say that, Malcolm gave everything he's had. He's been at, 3 Pro Bowls. He's had 11 picks. If the Eagles trade or release Malcolm Jenkins, they get about $2 to $3 million, something like that, in cap space, which $2 to $3 million is still $2 to $3 million that you have more in cap space. So if he has to go, he has to go. As of right now, in my mind, I'm feeling right now that we don't have safeties, period. I'm not even thinking Malcolm's on the team right now. Safety is a glaring hole. Rodney McLeod got restructured for 2019, and he is now going to be a free agent, and he's 30 years old. Okay, so Malcolm's hitting, 31, 32? It's either there's two things that are happening right now. Either the Eagles have talked to Malcolm Jenkins' agent about reaching a new deal and nothing's happened yet, or nothing's happened yet, regardless. So could they meet in the middle and pay him 11, 12 million? I don't even know if I would do that. Does he deserve it? Of course he does. But with the Philadelphia Eagles in our position right now, they need to do the right thing, they got to put the team in front of the players. That's what they have to do. This franchise needs to be protected. This franchise needs to go in a different direction. If it was like 3-4 years ago, we had to get Malcolm, maybe another type deal, 3 years ago, maybe, bump him up a little bit, that would be fine. Malcolm Jenkins is on contract throughout 2020 of this year. If we start this off season, he's gonna hold out. That's what's gonna happen. He's not playing on his current contract for 2020, which I don't blame him. He deserves more money for what he does all over the field. And for the guy, it's durable, never injured, nothing. Okay, so I'm not putting anything against him. I'm not saying, if we keep him good, I think he would flourish with what we're going to be putting in this defense come free agency. But at the same time, we can't sacrifice the cap space because he wants to get paid top 10 money in the league. And I don't want to let him go, but at the same time, we have to. And I think Howie Roseman at the end of the year press conference, when he had that press conference after the wild card, or the day or two after the wild card game against the Seahawks, he said that he needs to start doing things differently. He needs to be more aggressive in the offseason. And he has to let go of veteran players. And I think these are going to be one of those decisions he is going to make that is not going to be right, but at the same time, he has to do it. Of course they want to keep him. Of course we want him here. He's the glue to this defense. Do you release him? Do you trade him? I think they'll have the most respect for him to say, hey, if you want to get released, you can get released. They'll give him the respect and say, hey, I don't think they're going to force him in a trade. They could. They could say, hey, we're going to try to trade you. And if they can't trade him, then he can go elsewhere. Then he could just get released and he can go wherever he wants where he'll get his earned money. Problem is that we just can't do it. Of course they could do it. The problem is we have the money to do it. That's not the problem. The problem is that, this franchise is changing. We need to get younger. We need core guys in here, which Howie Roseman has said importantly that we need core guys. He doesn't want guys coming in here on one-year deals. He wants guys coming in here that are going to be locked up for the next 4 or 5 years. That's what he wants, okay? So I give Howie Roseman respect for being honest and truthful, not lying, not hiding behind closed doors and saying, and giving us the PR words that he wants us to hear. Okay, he's being truthful, and I do appreciate that because I can't listen to Doug or any of these other guys because they just sugarcoat everything. And Howie does too, but when it comes to his feelings and how he's treated, this offseason the past few years after the Super Bowl win, he's had favoritism of the veteran players over the young guys, and he's been hard to let go of guys. He's tried to get LaShawn McCoy back. He's tried to do so many different things. But if Jenkins has to go, he has to go. And yeah, I'm going to be like, it sucks. But you know what? We need another young safety in here. We need another leader on this team. And hopefully we find it. And hopefully that we find that leader. Because if we have any issues on defense throughout the year of leadership, or we don't know I don't know who's the next guy that's going to lead this team into battle. Because when you think of who leads this team into battle on defense, or the whole entire team before a game, you think of Malcolm Jenkins. But nobody plays forever, and I don't know if we can afford that. So let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Should we keep Malcolm, not keep him, meet him halfway with the price, give him what he wants, or I'd rather try to trade him if that's the case. If nothing gets worked out, nothing's really happened yet. So, I mean, it'll come soon. Free agency's here soon. So, nothing can be done until that day on March 18th, even though he's not a free agent, but trades and really, if they're going to release him or whatnot. So we'll see what happens. All right. So just want to talk about that real quick. I will see you guys later. Shakes got up. Fly, let's fly.